What's up? Here we are again. What's happening, Crunch?
How are you? How are you?
How was your week, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. It was pretty cold.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Cold as fuck.
Yeah, I don't remember days being that cold.
What's up, Thomas?
Here again, man.
What did you do this week? Anything good other than freeze?
I froze. I worked my ass off, actually. It's busy time of year now, man.
I feel sorry for all you guys that are like out there freezing, because I put the new furnace shit in here, and I keep this motherfucker. It's 76, 75 in here. I don't care. It's great. I love it. And it's a variable speed whole burner and everything, so it just always kind of ramps up and down and just keeps everything nice. Just I had an oil heater here, and it sucked. So you guys, you can thank me for your comfort level today.
We understand. It feels cozy in here. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes it's too hot in here.
Crunch said cozy.
It's cozy.
Yeah. Tom, I can't help but notice you have a little tiny piston on the desk.
I do. I have a hard anodized copy of a custom Mitsubishi piston we made for a customer. I was at a dyno session yesterday. 2.2 liters with a 78 millimeter turbo. It's in a dragster, actually.
Oh, okay.
Made 26 was the highest pull that he made. Yes, he's pulling today too. They were trying to make 1300, but
and how big is it?
2.2 liter.
How many inches is that? Because that's what most of us will think in right away. The liters are a little tough.
You know,
put you on the spot, buddy.
I have no fucking idea.
And you know what I always do? I always take a 5.0 or a 5.7 and try
to work it down. Yeah, so 5.0, 302, 2.2, 150, 40, 35.
Wow.
Around 135 inches.
And made how much?
Well, it's going to make 1,300.
Wow.
And they don't blow up like you would think it would. They would take it apart like Schuler does,
right?
You know, every other run.
Right.
They go 3-4 races.
Wow, that's amazing.
Not runs. You know, 20 races before they put the other one in, and then look at this one. They don't hurt them.
Man,
wow, that's good.
It's a cute little piston.
Well,
but it's so tiny.
Yeah, I know. It's funny compared to the big block dirt track stuff that you did.
Oh God, that was like 4,600.
Yeah,
it was huge.
This is 84 millimeters. So
like 25 millimeters is around an inch, right? Like
25.4.
Yeah.
So 85.
So that's tiny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you can tell that coating is a nice high performance aspect to that.
3-inch 340.
We'll take a little picture of that and put it up on the website.
Yeah.
So we can put that out there.
I just brought it for you guys to see because I picked it up yesterday. Actually, we're revising it a little bit, and so I took it back as a sample.
It's just so funny that everything's gone to the import from the manufacturing side. And it's a big part of the business, right?
Yeah, it's real big. It's a way bigger percentage than I would have thought it would have been this fast, but it's crazy. It's like a cult. The kids just are into it. It's good.
Yes.
It's a different way to make power. You know, sadly, there's no more Ralph Truppies out there, or even Mike Truppies that know how engines work and know why you put more duration in a cam, or or more, even more complicated than that, more ramp acceleration, or loft, or any of that stuff that we used to talk about.
Right.
It's just, yeah, man, we need to go 9.0. It needs more boost. That's it. It just needs more boost.
Yeah, we didn't have the benefit of boost. That wasn't in our roll packages. That wasn't a benefit.
And if that's 1,200 horsepower with 135 cubes,
yeah,
it's almost 9 horsepower per cubic.
Yeah, remember when 2.2 was a ton?
Yeah, I remember when I did
2.5 was like, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I did the motors for a group of guys that were in New Jersey, and I think it was one of the first tests of a Paxton Novi. It was the bigger supercharger, and I told them, I said, this thing can make 3 per inch, and they're like, no way, not possible. I said, sure it could. I said, a comp motor. I said, it'll make 3 per inch, and it made like, I think 3.0 something per inch, made 900 something horsepower. And knowing what I know now, there was so much left in that thing if you wanted to play with it. But it was just, everything was new.
Yep.
It was different. So what did you do this week? You actually had a little bit of a racing story. And where did this happen? It's cold.
What? Which story are you referring to?
Well, weren't you talking about a race when I came in here?
No, I was talking about the I lost my train of thought. I just got old. Just
You had
like
mentioned about no time.
Let's go to a commercial.
that. Oh no, I was talking about the Phil Schuler thing on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they were having a race at
That's
Ducks.
yeah.
At Ducks, Lights Out 6.
Yeah, that's South Georgia Motorsports.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
the way in South Georgia. And, yeah.
Because I was like,
Down
who,
south.
who the hell is racing anywhere up here?
Yeah, no.
What the-
Although
no.
it's cold down there too.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. It's chillier than most times.
Well, my brother, just as a side note, he's still in Florida. He comes back, I guess, Monday or Tuesday.
Mhm.
And when he got up the other morning there, it was 31 or 32.
Yeah.
It's not nice down south right now.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Georgia's higher up, so I imagine it's even could be a little colder there.
Right. No, I was referring to the race with Stevie Jackson ran the Shadow car, and they only raced for 3,000, and that car has to be worth every bit of $150,000-$200,000.
Easy.
So
Wow.
for him to race for 3,000, I went on Facebook and I created the topic. Now it's up to about 1,000 comments, and they're not happy with the Crunchster's opinion. So Crunch is the bad guy this morning.
Well, what is your opinion?
Well, I mean, given our history and people that really know how racing goes, for a car to be worth 150 to 200,000 each car, and
Each
they go
car,
down the track together, and the wager was only 3,000, I feel slighted.
Might as well have a handshake.
Right.
Yeah.
Or do it for
Or a
cheeseburgers
trophy.
and a beer.
A
Yep.
trophy. They
Right.
could both get a trophy.
So they're going back and
In a
forth.
fair world, they would
That's
both get a trophy.
That's right, man.
And, they're going back and forth about it. I'm just saying, at least humor me with a $5,000 wager.
Even 5, though, for the cost of the cars.
Yeah, but at least 5 sounds like you did something.
And that, the
3,000? Oh, my
the Shadow car has a top fuel type engine in it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't run on nitro, but I mean, it's got the full on, I don't even know what size the blower is anymore, and the new style hat. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's all probably DSR.
Yeah.
Schuler works for DSR.
So
Right.
he put drag radials on to be in that competition. That's a drag radial shootout.
That's funny.
So to wager, and it was in a round of qualifying. So they mixed it up. Like the class races came around, they're going to do this grudge race just because the two guys might have a little rivalry, which is cool.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
But the $3,000 wager, that's the part that I have a problem with. It's like you want the accolades of grudge racing for cash,
Right.
but you don't want to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, it's like the $3,000 that's nothing when you've got cars of this magnitude. It's really, it is kind of silly.
Yep.
But I would even submit that to me, 5,000. Like here, let's say from a fan's perspective, if I was watching this race and the guy was going to announce, look, we're going to have a grudge race coming up. It's going to be between these two guys. They're both very fast, very expensive cars, and they're going to race for $3,000. Don't care.
Yeah.
Going to race for $5,000. Don't care.
See you later.
Going to race for 50. Starting to listen.
Nah, 50 would be.
50
I mean,
would
I
be
was
a
thinking
lot.
30 grand.
Right.
40 grand.
But we're going on what we know of the game too.
Right.
So that has a lot to do with our experience in our history in the game.
I guess some of that's perspective. If you got a guy who doesn't make any money at all and hears a $5,000 race, all his brain hears is that guy's going to win $5,000 just for going down the track once, but doesn't think that the guy's got 150 or better in the car.
Right.
And
And there are guys who were figuring it like they're going to make the pass anyway for free.
Right.
So the 3,000 is just added on. I said, yeah, but I respect him more if he does it for free because he's a class racer,
Right.
as opposed to putting up the 3,000 and just disrespecting the game, making a mockery of it for 3,000.
Well, most people don't have the perspective that you have either because they were never involved in the real underground.
Okay. That's true.
But I will say this: you gotta give those guys credit for doing it at an event,
Mhm.
right? It was at an event,
Right.
and that's interesting for a fan. I mean even for a small dollar amount,
Right.
that would add a little more interest to the promoting
Yeah,
standpoint.
because
of the
it's during
program.
qualifying. It makes a qualifying shot a race.
Right,
Right.
So it is pretty smart.
and
It's a little hard for me to chop it up as exciting though.
Smart.
Yeah.
From a business standpoint, it's smart.
Okay.
did they know that was happening ahead? Did they hype it that it was going to be a race?
I
So it
guess
was
that happened
spur of the
coming around.
moment.
Right. I guess that happened coming around the staging lanes and boom, let's get it on, that type of deal, which is cool. I respect all of that. I respect everything they did about it,
Right.
even having it at a class event.
Yeah.
But the $3,000, I have a problem with that. Especially when I know the newbies come in on the bottom level and they do it for 2,000.
Right. Right.
So it's just
Yeah, Then did you get shit on that for Facebook? On Facebook?
Oh, Phil Schuler, you name them, they all on me. They on me. But it's cool. I can handle them. It's about 1,000 comments right now.
That's
So
all right.
I'll let them. The event is still happening right now, Mike. It's a 3-day event, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday. So today they're
See,
still doing it.
You know what my big problem is right now? I sell electronics. I don't know any of this car stuff anymore that you speak of. I just don't. I mean,
right.
so current stuff for me is always a little tough unless it's
Well,
it's topical.
let's jump right on your boys.
Well, I got to tell you,
Street Outlaws.
I was particularly nervous watching Street Outlaws over this. I guess it was this past week, or maybe I was just getting caught up. Because they run a bunch of back-to-back ones when another new episode is going to come out.
Okay.
And I thought for sure that the guy Chuck was going to get locked up because he was out there testing.
Are you for real?
Yeah, seriously. He was out there testing.
Stop it.
You thought they were going to get locked up?
No, I didn't think they were going to get locked up. What could this get any dumber? Is there anybody out there that watches this that thinks this is real? So hold up. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I gotta recount. And please, if any of the Street Outlaw,
Take it easy on him, Mike. Take it easy.
I can't even call you what I was saying before because I was informed that was offensive.
It was.
I don't. I still don't think so.
Don't say it.
All right. I watched this, and the guy is getting ready because I guess they're going to race another rival group. Makes a pass, has the other guy down the track, down at the other end to pick up the car. Everything's fine. Now the cops come. Ooh. The cop comes up to the guy. He's out of his car. He's in like race gear, got like a helmet and everything else with him. He's in a car with like a street slick.
The one guy's ducking behind the pickup truck.
Yeah, one guy's hiding behind the other tire of the pickup truck. And the cop says, "What are you doing out here?" "Oh, I'm just out here by myself testing my car." Who the fuck is holding the camera?
Exactly.
If that was any of us anywhere, and I know that that's a more rural area, the cop's going to be like, "What the fuck are you doing? And who's this idiot with the camera? And who's this other guy holding the mic boom?" You know what I mean?
Right.
And then obviously there was more than one camera guy because while Chuck's talking to the guy, they're filming a guy hiding behind a truck. Now, if there was a guy hiding behind a truck, he's looking to get shot. Okay? That's not how this works. It's like that commercial.
What about the lighting people?
No,
Everybody.
I know.
The food prep truck. I mean, the
look,
helicopter.
I have no problem if you're trying to turn this into a TV drama,
Right.
that this is, an actual, like a story.
Right. But
That's
it also
fine.
goes back to what you've actually seen as a street race, which we don't condone anymore.
Nope.
We did it. We were wrong. We're older now. We have a lot to lose, so we see it from a different perspective. We understand the thrill, but Hollywood has a hard time of portraying your reality.
Here's the problem for me, and we've used this before. It's a love-hate relationship with this show.
Yep.
I think Tom would agree.
I do agree because the cars are great. I really like a couple of the cars a lot. Murder Nova is a badass ride. It's a bad car.
And listen, if any of these idiots are listening,
I think I could beat them all up, so I'm not too worried about that. Not all at one time, but
well, I shouldn't say idiots because they're not all idiots.
me and Crunch will take them on.
There's a couple of good because I sell electronics.
I don't know who you guys are. I shouldn't be speaking for you.
All right. Like the show format from probably a casual viewer perspective is okay.
Mhm.
They've got the guy Chief doing, like, for lack of a better term, the moderation. He's excellent. He missed his calling. He shouldn't be doing cars. He should probably be telling stories or working something and maybe voiceover
He is
work.
good.
He's very good. He's
Yeah,
very
he's good.
smooth. He's very natural. The Murder Nova guy, he ain't bad. He's not quite as smooth. Maybe gets a little too emotional at times. The guy Derek, sorry dude, if you're listening, don't like you. You're obnoxious. That's the guy that cuts all the sleeves off. He just
I don't even know which guy that is.
he's got some kind of gray Camaro thing or something.
Oh, they call him Monza.
No, that's not Monza. I don't see. Now you're getting a little deeper into the show than I have. I know the Monza guy.
He's got a nice 70 Camaro. That's
Yes.
a nice car.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
That's a nice car.
That's a nice car. Then the other guy's Camaro is newer. It's like an 80s.
I
body
don't
design.
even know who he is.
It's gray.
And I mean, you got the guy Boosted who's portrayed or shown himself to be an asshole many times over with his actions and how he acts, and just a cocky.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I watch this and it's funny because as much as I'm sitting here talking crap about it, I'm entertained enough that I watch it and I talk to people about it.
And that's Hollywood right there.
It's just,
See, I can't watch it. That's my problem. And I've told you this before.
well, I wanted you to watch it so we could talk about
I know,
it.
but I did, and I could barely make it through because it's annoying.
Wow.
I mean, I saw the one where they were prepping the street that they were going to try to race on with the
That was the Chicago guys. Oh no, you're talking about the street sweeper.
Yeah, I mean, they went and rented a street sweeper. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and did one lane, right?
Well, they were doing it, and the cops showed up.
You're thinking of the Chicago one. On one of the recent ones, they went to a rental place. These 3 guys. I got to stop saying it.
He almost said it.
These 3 guys, they went to a rental place and they got, I don't know, it was green. So it might've been a John Deere.
It was a
sweeper.
John Deere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to sweep the road because they were looking for a new spot and the road was no good. Or maybe it was their current spot.
No, they went and tested it, and about 100 feet out, it was full of sand, and it felt like racing on marbles.
Yeah, but I think that was at their spot. Like something got on the road or something. They were, and you know, it's funny. They're like, and I believe that one of the places, the roads that they looked at when they were talking about moving to a new road because the heat's on from the cops, they have an drag racing task force. Ooh, looking for the street outlaw guys. Are the cops down there that fucking stupid? If this was really illegal, look, all you got to do, turn off the lights in your cruiser, park on the top of a big hill, and look where all the fucking lights are. Because that's where they're going to be. They've got fucking Musco lighting all over the place. They've got, undoubtedly, we'll talk about the letter and all the other stuff we know. The fakeness bothers me. But
Yeah,
the
me
thing,
too.
Right.
certain things that they could stage, like my Anthony DeSoma said, look, I've heard that like some of the test hits out there on the road are real. Maybe 1 or 2 of them were. Maybe they were in the beginning. But like all the shit, their interaction with the cop that actually makes it on TV, not real. Because if a cop came up, look, if it's at night or whatever, a bad time of day, and I'm out there on a street sweeper with 3 other idiots.
Wearing vests with the triangle on.
And the cop says, what are you doing? Who are you working for? And you have no answers?
Where's your ID?
Give me all your IDs. This is not how this goes. None of this works this way. This is as bad as that stupid commercial where the old lady's hanging shit on the wall and said, I'm putting the pictures on my wall.
Yeah.
It's not how this works.
This is not how it works.
Exactly.
That's a funny commercial.
That is a funny commercial.
And it's exactly what's going on here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
But I do like to watch the cars. I do like to watch the racing.
You mentioned the letter.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the racing. That's another thing that annoys me. Why can't they just show the race? Why do they have to put in like lawnmower sounds and have 7 different angles in 5 seconds? And they keep showing the car going by.
See, I notice some inserted sounds here and there, but I also notice what should be real sounds.
Yeah.
It's like it's half and half, like maybe, and looking at it from the audio perspective, because now, unfortunately, I look at things from the audio perspective.
Right.
They might need to do things creatively to edit. And if you were trying to grab something that made sense with what you're seeing on TV to match the real car that they try to get a sound clip of, it might get really tough.
Yeah, but I would think you could. All right. I don't know. I can't. I'm not an audio engineer.
They're not Hollywood. You know what I mean? They don't have that kind of budget.
But why can't they just show the race from one camera view and then another camera view? It's like they flip around too much, and it's you know what I'm saying?
They dramatize it.
Yeah.
When we know that the race takes place in a certain amount of seconds, let's just see the actual race for the guys that know how this really works. Give us that.
I think they're doing that to add drama to the race because we know, look, they're racing an 1/8, so it's over pretty quick.
Right.
I don't think they're racing a quarter. I think it's all 1/8. I mean, it doesn't look like quarter to me.
No, it's 1/8.
Okay. So they're racing an 1/8.
So it's a 5-second race at worst.
Right.
And those cars should be well under 5 seconds.
How do you make 5 seconds of TV interesting? You either stretch it,
you
or
make
you have multiple angles.
You make it 10 seconds?
Yeah, well, whatever.
I guess.
Man.
They try to make it look more dramatic because we both know, or all of us, all 3 of us, if you know how that race is going to go, probably in the first 60 to maybe 120 feet.
Yep.
Right.
Unless you've got a very mismatched group of cars, you see one guy spin a top, that's over. I mean, we would know.
I've never seen anybody. I've only seen a couple episodes, but I've never seen somebody drive around somebody else.
No, because I don't think you ever get that perspective.
No,
I've never seen somebody leave on another guy and then
get around him.
Right, I haven't.
I just
unless
never.
he got
I've
out
never,
of shape.
I've never
I saw
seen
one where they got out of shape.
Matter
of fact, the chief guy, he lost a couple times because he spun up.
Yeah.
But then they say there's not enough real estate. That's what they keep saying on the show.
So he got out on somebody and then lit the
they
tires?
left together and then he started spinning and they just.
Oh yeah. I see that, but okay, the same point.
Right.
It just seems like what you're saying is right. You could see it in 60 feet. Who's going to win the race?
Yeah, we would know.
Yeah.
We would know. And
So basically, whoever plants goes. It's
yeah.
over.
Well, look, isn't that how it is?
Yeah, that's
Really on the street?
But out here where we used to race in the 1320,
Yeah.
a lot could happen in
Yeah.
1320.
There's a lot more that could happen.
True indeed.
Yeah,
True
a lot
indeed.
more.
Now let's talk about the letter.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about the letter, and then we'll get to why we do or do not disagree with this letter. So you had sent me, I guess you grabbed it someplace off the internet, an actual letter that we couldn't see who it was addressed to, but it was
the NHRA sent it to a particular driver that showed up on the show. He's not even one of the guys that's a regular participant.
all right. So we know that letter was to the Mustang, racer guy. What's his name? Morello or whatever. his name?
Mike Murillo.
Mike Murillo. Sorry, Mike. I don't know who you are. I'm not trying to hate on you, but I sell electronics.
No,
Well, at least you didn't call him idiot.
Yeah, well, I didn't call him an idiot or I can't say that.
You can't.
No.
And I should take that back too, because I shouldn't have mentioned it.
I don't know. Like this guy, he was somebody at some point in time with like the Fun Ford stuff. I remember the Fun Ford stuff, and,
Right.
and that shit from Nitrous
He's a
Pete.
name.
He is a name. Okay.
He's well known.
Yep.
NHRA sanctioned
Yep.
guy, driver, owner.
And it would affect his livelihood.
Right.
I mean, I believe he's an engine builder now, right?
I'm not sure what he does.
Well, this
I think
must all happen after I got away from the Ford guys. We must have started racing circle track stuff. I mean, because like I don't remember hearing his name from like Nitrous Pete or Jimmy LaRock or any of those guys like saying, "Oh my God, you know how fast
No, he was running then.
was he?
Yeah.
Was he not good then?
No, he was a name.
Really?
I think he was Midwest, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
He
not.
wasn't the East Coast, Northeast guy.
Yeah, and a lot of times, think about back then, there wasn't that much internet stuff. There was, I mean,
True.
I know we had internet, but it wasn't like it is today.
Yeah.
If this guy breaks an axle, it's on Facebook in 10 seconds.
Don't have Facebook. Don't care.
Don't care. I forgot.
We're gonna fix that, Mike. We're gonna fix that.
Wonderful. So the letter stated what? That he was going to lose his competition license for continued affiliation with the show, or competition in the show, or participation. How did the letter?
I'm not sure what the end result was on that, but I know the intention was to warn him
Right.
about losing his license. When you race at the track, everybody, when you go a certain speed, you have to have an NHRA license to go through safety and all that. So
Right.
we need that license. And it just seemed to me like I understood it myself from a business standpoint. Like if something happens in an accident and they go through the man's wallet after he crashed from street racing and he has a driver's license and an NHRA license, somebody's going to mention the NHRA. So
Yeah.
I can understand why they would want to put a cap on it now to let people know they're not affiliated with the street racing aspect of what Mike was doing on that TV show, which he
Right.
just appeared on
Yeah,
the
because
Street
he
Outlaw
didn't
shows.
race anything.
Yeah, I don't think he
I mean, they
erased
talked
anything.
about prepping his car, but look, let's be
the
realistic.
fact that he was there was
Yeah.
enough.
Well, let's be realistic. Well, maybe because he's more of a name. He's
Right.
just not, chief or whoever that,
Right.
might show up at a
It'd be like if
racetrack.
Billy Glidden showed up there.
Right.
It'd be bad.
Yeah.
Wow. Plus, nobody wants their license taken away where you can't even go and enjoy a regular day like regular people and enjoy your car at the track.
Well, that's the other question I had. Are they going to take his competition license away, meaning 990 and lower,
Yeah, that's the
or
license.
so he could still go to the track? He could even still participate, but he can't go 990.
Right. Or whatever license he had.
Or whatever
probably
license he had.
He's probably got a 790 license.
Yeah.
Or he might have a 690 license.
Yeah, he's probably got some good credentials
Yeah.
that he doesn't want to get rid of.
No.
So he's in a dilemma right now.
Well, knowing how
Not
this-
really. I think his dilemma is he better not go back on that show.
But he has his own show coming called House of Grudge.
he's the guy that
He's the guy that came up with the House of Grudge show. So now he has a problem, but that I don't think is a big problem because they'll be
grudge racing.
they'll be
goes to
grudge
track.
racing at the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, then
So
that
you're
shouldn't
at
be a
you're
problem.
at a track doing. They can't tell you that you can't bet money at the track.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know.
did you guys hear? I'm going to spring this on you
Uh-oh.
because I do know some people. There's
Spontaneity.
there's going to be a new Street Outlaw show based out of Detroit.
Really? So now this is becoming franchised?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if they're together, but it's going to be another Street Outlaws type show.
And
I'm not saying it's not going to be
different group
Street
of guys.
Outlaws. Yeah, different group of guys. It could be the same producers. I don't know, but it's going to be based out of Detroit. I don't know if there's going to be a list that fucking list.
I hope
Okay.
there's no list.
Here,
Yeah, I know.
here's
I'm hoping that's the same show that I'm speaking of.
Well, it could be.
where is Mike from?
That would actually make sense because he's
It's called
North
House of
Midwest.
Grudge,
Yeah.
and they're supposed to start filming next week.
Because I know one of the drivers. He's got a Supra.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad. It's pretty badass.
Well, look, we can all agree that we like this content on TV because for us, it's fun to watch.
Right.
I mean, it's, well, everybody but Tom. Tom just hates it.
I do.
If we could condense it down to just the racing and maybe a little bit of the shit talking and the stupid shit that happens, like with the Asian guy, he's kind of.
I like Asian. I like that car.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of car that you would see in Philly or in Staten Island that would, hammer somebody.
Oh, is that the Beetle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That thing
That's-
dead
that's
hooks.
good.
It dead hooks.
He has some long wheelie bars too, right?
Yeah. Better with that motor sitting in the back like that. Yeah. Those things are probably a handful.
I wonder how fast that car is.
I don't know because it raced what did you see? You didn't watch this past week. See, you're not up on. You don't even know the big list shakeup and who moved where.
No, I
Come
did.
on,
I
Tom,
did.
this is
I
like-
watched that one. I saw Chief beat the truck.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
It
you
was
know,
and it was annoying. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you recite the list?
Chief is one. Give me a second because I'm trying to erase the hate out of my head. But Chief beat
I wouldn't be able to recite the
Chief
list.
beat the Sonoma. So Chief's one, Sonoma's two, the Nova's three.
Chief had to beat his own friend, right?
You sure the Nova's three?
No,
Best friend.
is Monza three and the Nova's four?
I have no idea. I was just asking you to fuck with you.
You're
I
an
have-
idiot.
I don't have any idea.
You're killing
Wow.
I have.
me. Yeah, well, I know Chief's one. I know Sonoma's two.
Yeah, I know those two for sure.
I know the two Mustangs are still 9 and 10. The ugly yellow one, who says he's going to run right up the list. He couldn't even
Boosted.
why are-
boosted.
He
Yeah,
couldn't go 100
see,
feet.
that's the other thing. Like, there's certainly people can talk shit, but don't talk dumb shit.
Right.
You got a little tire. Do you really think you're going to beat, half the guys with the bigger tire stuff of this? And here we are talking about the list. We're just as bad as the idiots that watch this show religiously.
You can't
I'm not.
say idiots.
I'm sorry.
And
all you idiots.
I'm not as bad.
Well, why? Because you couldn't name them? I couldn't name them either. I was just messing with you.
Okay.
It's Hollywood.
Then you're not as bad either.
Yeah.
You said we're as bad.
All right. So the thing that I think we really need to talk about, and like you said, the House of Grudge,
Mhm.
if this turns out to be the type of show that we would think it would be,
Right.
that would be
That could be good.
sort of condoned by the NHRA. It would bring, look, the idea
I mean, I
is
couldn't see them having a problem with it. I wouldn't know if they would condone it.
they
or
should
even
condone it
speak on
because,
They should probably just not speak on it.
right, they probably just wouldn't speak on it because it happens at all the tracks.
look, if I own the NHRA and guys are now putting on a show about racing for money at the racetrack, I might not say anything about it, negatively or positively, but inside I'd be down with it because the more people that are seeing different aspects of my racetrack, the more people are going to participate or come in the gate.
Agreed.
I mean,
I
it's a
agree.
win.
I agree.
Now, these other guys,
Who other what guys?
I would say,
Okay.
The Street Outlaw guys?
yeah, I'm
if-
trying. See, because hold on, all right, this magic word that I'm not saying, I'm going to say it. Hillbillies. Okay, I don't mean it badly,
He
but
did.
I race.
I don't mean it badly.
I
Right,
know
right.
I have to, but there's not hate involved. with that.
Hillbillies need love too.
I know they do, and I mean most of it's with their sisters. Now, hold on.
Oh no! Here we go.
Listen, no, and the reason I can.
hit the edit button.
I
Hit the
can
edit.
I can say hillbillies because I'm one of them. I mean, I raced the circle track stuff with all these guys. With
Did you have a list?
no, we didn't have a list of
Right.
circle track.
Right.
God.
We didn't have a list, but I mean, we race circle track, so I can relate to the down home car guy, the guy that this is all he does. So when I was saying that, when I was trying not to say the word, that's what I mean. But if it comes out by accident, don't take offense to it because it's not meant the way it sounds. But anyway, these hillbillies down there, when they're doing their
You
racing,
just said it again.
I did.
Yes.
It just pops. I can't help it. It just comes out of me.
Right.
Listen, when these guys down there race, they are
What guys?
the street outlaw guys. See better?
Right.
Better?
Right. Better.
Okay.
That was better.
Where they race, we're supposed to believe, or how can I say this the way I'm trying to say it? They're trying to portray that they're going out there and they're racing on a street, that they are street outlaws.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
Because now if you read the article that I sent you and like Crunch and Tom both the link to, because Anthony DeSoma sent it to me,
Right.
it talks about the setup of the shoot.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is not real. It's not even close to real.
Well,
No.
We knew that.
What did it talk about?
Ambulance on site,
Street closed.
street closed.
Full lighting.
Yeah. Like everything.
Oh, but when the girl crashed, the ambulance came out of nowhere. When
Right.
The guy crashed. The ambulance came out of nowhere. So
I believe
you're right about that.
I'm gonna have to look. I probably can't do it with this particular computer I'm in front of in the studio. But I believe that particular article also said, now I know Tom, you said it, but I think there's a helicopter either on site or standby if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, I don't remember if I read it. I thought someone may have told me that, and I think you might have been saying it because I told you.
Maybe, but I think
but
it
I'll
was
tell
in
you
that
this,
article.
I will bet money that there's a helicopter there.
Yeah.
And I'd bet more than 3,000.
And from a safety perspective, we talked earlier about the cars we've seen crash. We saw the boosted guy, knock
Right.
the outer rim off his whole. He had just kind of the spokes left, tore the whole front of his car up.
Right.
We saw the guy in the El Camino get all out of shape. We saw the girl crash, which was probably the scariest one I saw.
Yeah.
She went all the way in the bushes, right?
Yeah.
Like way off.
And she missed the pole. It looked, from the perspective they gave you, looked like maybe 10 or 15, 20 feet,
yeah.
which is way too close.
Way too close.
Going 100 and whatever mile an hour.
Way
Here's
too
my
close.
question. If you are going to portray this as an illegal street racing event, but you had enough time to secure a road and do all the stuff, why would you pick one with telephone poles? You obviously picked your venue. Couldn't you find a better venue to do this that would be actually safe?
Yeah. It's not sounding as exciting as it did in the beginning. And now we're hooked because we're just car guys and we love horsepower.
Yeah,
Did you even notice that all of them have race packs? Did you notice that?
Of course they do.
All of them have race packs.
Well,
And they have race pack shirts.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, wow.
So they're getting paid.
And that's a lot of research you can do with a race pack
Yeah.
for a street car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure, and Alan had mentioned it because he used to work for Moroso. He mentioned that he started noticing the product placement shirts. And like all of a sudden guys are showing up precision turbos, this, that, everything. I mean, these guys, that's probably back end advertisements coming.
It's not back end. They get offered. We if I remember correctly, when they made Days of Thunder, our company got offered I think I told you this when you still had the shop. We got offered background decals, background logoing, and I forget how much money. It was a lot of money. And, the ownership was like, we're not doing that. And it ended up, every time they were in that barn,
Right.
you saw the Jessel,
They
decal.
paid.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep.
Wow. That was a good movie.
It was a good movie, and it was a good move to get your logo out on there.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, I mean, do you think, well, they're probably paying.
Do I think Precision Turbo pays those guys to wear a Precision Turbo sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
But because there's another side to this, that while the viewers are watching this, it's probably cheaper for them to give somebody shirts and product placement and have a banner hanging on the wall. Like I saw the one guy shot Precision Turbos, and he might have had that. I mean, you guys had dumb shit like that. I might even had one hanging one day. I don't know.
Yep.
It's probably cheaper for them to gain that kind of exposure than, say, put a 30-second spot on Street Outlaws.
No doubt about it.
You know what I mean? So
Wow.
it's an easier way, and the eyeballs that are on it are watching the show for the cars. They're watching the show for the racing. So they are car guys.
Yep.
So it's really a very targeted advertisement.
No doubt.
They might even be
Quick little plug. We're pretty race orientated. So if there was anybody that wanted to kick in some money to
True that.
help support the show, here we are.
Yeah.
1-800 I need money.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed the motors. I'm thinking over time, like the farm truck was a certain size motor all those years. And now since he hit TV, he's got a killer in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put a new motor in it. Yeah.
And it's worth a lot of money.
Yes, it is. And you ought to hear that thing in person.
Wow.
It's big.
It's nice.
I don't know how big it is, but it's you know how they sound big.
Mhm.
It sounds big. It was they pulled it off the trailer, and we're driving it into the SEMA show.
Okay.
And when they started,
They
it
had
up-
that truck at the show?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Was it the real one, or was it
Yeah.
like the NASCAR thing where they actually
No,
bring
no,
another
no.
one?
It looked like the real one. It sounded like
You
the real
can't
one.
duplicate that truck.
Yeah, it might be kind of hard to find that.
Yeah, you can't duplicate that,
That
camper.
thing-
They probably don't even make that camper anymore.
I think, yeah, right. You're probably right. No, I think it was the real one. And you know how a big motor just sounds big.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like 700.
And people that aren't around this, they don't know what we're talking about.
No, they don't.
You know, motor's a motor. But there's certain tonal qualities that you hear that you know.
Yeah.
We know the sounds of certain amount of horsepower at different levels.
Yeah. I mean, if
And
you,
that's the tough level he's at.
especially from like Crunch's perspective, like the street racing perspective, you don't get to always look at everything. And I mean, you know, you get to listen, you got to observe, you got to be sharp. I mean, you know,
better-
listen, if I was on the street in my 427 Corvette and I rolled up on that truck, as soon as I saw the tires, I heard the thing, I'd be like, this is not a good idea.
Right.
I would know immediately that's
Right.
not a good idea. These other guys, and they had something on there. Some guy called him out on Facebook with a Supra or some shit. And it was just on the last episode. You really have to keep up, Tom.
I guess I do.
Yeah, I saw they were driving somewhere, right? And they tricked
No,
some
no,
guys
no.
into racing on the street for a couple of hours.
Well, yeah,
Remember that?
they do that too.
Well, that was the Black Camaro. I saw that one where they talked to the Black Camaro raced the Volkswagen.
No. That was to find out how fast the Volkswagen was because they know how fast the other guy is.
Oh,
That
okay.
there was like some history
Right,
between those
Okay.
guys. But what Crunch is talking about is there are times that, they go fishing.
Yeah, they were fishing. They were riding through a city, and a guy with a white Corvette wanted to race, so they beat him. He said, "Hold on, my friend's car is fast. I'll be right back." And then they beat his friend.
Yeah, what does friend come back with?
I don't know, it was some exotic car.
Yeah, it wasn't a Corvette. It was an
Ferrari
exotic.
or
Yeah,
something, I don't
something
know.
like
And he got beat bad.
yeah.
So they took the money, like, okay, thank you. And they wanted to get out
Yeah,
of there.
but that's what happened this past week over the episode that I saw. Apparently, they have a Facebook page, you know, for the farm truck, and I guess farm truck and Asian are on the page, and some guy from somewhat close, I guess, was messing with him, telling him that like he must have because on the recording of it, on the filming of that segment,
Right.
the guy with the Supra, I believe it was a complete douchebag. I mean, like
You can't
Asian
say
was.
douchebag.
We're not on the air.
Oh, what's the word? Hillbilly.
Hillbilly. I can't. Well, now
Okay.
you said it.
No, but you can't say it.
Well, you can say it.
No, I'm saying you can't say it in reference to the guys that
That's
we're
double
speaking of.
standard. Well, what did I call the guy with?
No, it's not. He was saying it in the perspective that it's a word that you can't say.
Right. Totally not fair. There might be another podcast. coming.
Douchebag and hillbilly saying, you can't say that.
No, douchebag. I know a lot of douchebags. They're.
I know a lot of hillbillies.
A lot of my friends are douchebags. I can tell you that too.
You both are off the rails.
Anyway, this guy, he had a Supra, something along those lines, and he was really a dick. Can I say dick?
Can you say?
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
Oh, you think we're going to be able to stop him?
No,
I'm just saying.
listen.
I mean, the list is growing. We have a list of words.
Now we have a
Right.
list.
Now we got a list.
Jesus.
But he was really abusive towards the Asian guy, and the Asian guy was like, I think, genuinely upset. I don't think it was acting. He was really like ready to be physical with the guy. He looked like he was pretty damn upset. And I'm not doing this for like a recorded bit. I'm telling you that like I think he was pretty serious. And then
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
Because I'm blown away right now.
Yeah.
Guess how many page likes Farm Truck and Asian have?
I hate to think.
695,000.
Is that a lot?
Wow.
I mean,
a lot.
it's a lot if it was money. I mean, but I don't. I mean,
It's a lot of people to
That's
like.
a lot of
You
people.
can only like the page one time.
Oh, so that's a person.
Somebody has come on here and pressed the like button 694,000 times.
Is there an unlike button?
Yep.
There is an unlike button.
Yep.
If you like it already.
If you like it already.
But if you don't like it, you
you
can't
can
unlike
unlike
it.
You-
Right, but you have to like it first to unlike it.
Yeah.
There's no I think you're an idiot button and you can push the button before you like them.
Mike,
I'm just asking. I don't use Facebook.
but you can't say idiot or hillbilly or douchebag
There's no hillbilly
or
button.
dick. Okay? Street Outlaws is what we're talking about.
All right.
And the farm truck gets a lot of respect because he had a lot of respect
Absolutely.
long before the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been doing
This
it a
guy's
long time.
I was
long
asking
time.
specifically about Facebook, just to clarify, not the farm truck, because that guy, he is a street racer. That's where he came from.
Right.
You know,
right,
and he,
right.
I think that they actually did, as they would say, a lot of fishing over the years.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
A lot.
He might have got us if he had come to Newark, New Jersey.
I think so.
He would have got us.
I think
because
so.
we'd have jumped on his behind.
And I could think of a bunch of cast of characters from Newark that probably would have lined up
Yeah.
until they saw the first couple races going.
Yeah,
and
the
that
first
was it.
race would have told it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got too many people.
Yeah.
He might have
You
got
can
one.
carrying the wheels with a big truck like that.
Yep. So he whooped this Supra bad.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Bad. I'm sure it was his past episode. Bad. Like, I mean, you know, you can see the perspective from them going away and getting filmed, and you can see how far in front the truck was. And then a guy comes back and he's like, well, this isn't the fastest thing I could bring. Well, then what the fuck did you bring that for? And the farm truck guy, even he was a dick. He's like, look,
Tom.
no, I mean, dick, like he had to be a dick. Like he had to be back to this guy. Like he deserved to treat this guy like he was an asshole. And he leaned on him. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, look, thanks for the money. You know, why didn't you bring your fast car? He was,
Wow.
I have never seen him looking kind of like that serious, except for the time when he was trying to get back on the infamous list.
The list?
But here's what's ridiculous. We're sitting here talking about this dumb TV show. I mean,
We're car guys.
the only thing about the show that bothers me is I'm concerned that this is putting what we know now as older people with a, little bit better heads on our shoulders. This is really setting a bad example. And anybody that knows me knows I am not the PC police. We can't do that. You're going to get hurt. Look, make no mistake about it. Some idiot gets in his car, goes out there and races on the road and gets killed. And he says, it's because I saw a TV do it.
Right.
No sympathy for the guy. But as Tom and I have talked about before, lawyers are going to love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't know how they can do this. And I agree 100% with NHRA distancing themselves from the people that are involved with this, because if things do go sideways with that show or a result of that show, it's going to reflect really badly on them.
Right. I
I mean, since they're trying to make it look like it's real, they can't really put a disclaimer at the end of the show. But I mean, I don't know how you get, like, I think the Grudge thing, probably a much better deal.
Well, I've been thinking about that, and I've been wanting to say this for a while now, but you're so friggin' long-winded.
I know I'm a hillbilly.
So-
I referred to myself as a hillbilly.
Can't say the word hillbilly.
Jesus.
So,
Go ahead, Tom.
you brought up, what's it called? Grudge?
House of Grudge.
House of Grudge. Okay. So, we're three relatively smart guys, but we're certainly not the smartest people in the world.
Yeah, we're missing Alan.
Alan isn't here. But what I'm thinking now, I haven't heard much about that, but what I'm thinking is maybe this guy, Mike, if he's doing it or whoever's doing it, is having the same conversation with his buddies as we are, and they're going to make a real show.
Maybe.
Like he was an ex-street racer,
Right.
and he's like, you know what? This is bullshit. We're going to pitch this to somebody. This is the way it goes. This is the real deal. We're going to do it at a racetrack because it's safe. And we're going to bring out some badass cars, run for real money. We're not going to have a stupid list. That's what I'm hoping for.
I'm hoping for the same thing.
I would watch that every time it's
Right.
on.
I'm hoping for the
Me
same
too.
thing. Let's be optimistic and hope for that.
Yeah, that's
That
what
was
I'm
a
hoping
good. That
for.
was a good point. Very
Yep.
good point.
And you know what started some of the drag racing stuff getting on TV, other than the NHRA stuff, was that horrible show Pinks.
Oh,
I mean, because that brought cars together. And
Yep.
look, I watched it. I hated it, but
Yep.
I did watch it.
Yep.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Okay. It was terrible.
In the end, I couldn't stand the arm drop guy. I just couldn't stand him because I just couldn't stand him.
you didn't like the part when he fell off the motorcycle?
I didn't see that. I wish I
He
would
was
have.
trying to show off and he slipped and fell. I was like,
I would have
oh.
loved that.
As optimistic as I am, that was pretty funny.
And the other show that the show that I did kind of like, and I went to a bunch of tapings in Vegas, was the
Pastime?
Pastime. I didn't think that was bad.
Yeah, it was a different aspect of it.
It's a completely. Do you remember it?
I got to tell you, I did so bad at that on TV.
So did I.
Like, just playing the game alone at home with a pencil and a piece of paper. It's like, I got
Trying
this
to figure out the cars for yourself.
so bad.
You were way off.
So bad.
Well,
Because
you could,
I'd view everything as a super stock car. And then when I'd back it off, well, then I underestimated something that I didn't have enough familiarity with. And I was awful at it.
you know, it's funny.
Awful.
The first time I ever went, Ken Herron,
Yep.
Texas race cars, he came to our booth at SEMA, and he came over and introduced himself. And I'm like, dude, I know who you are. You're on TV. And he's really a regular guy,
Yeah.
like really cool guy. I have a picture of him standing in our booth. He wanted to know about if he could buy some parts. I'm like, of course you could buy parts. And we traded cards and everything. And he said, listen, we're taping tonight at the Strip.
Did he get WD?
He got better than
You
WD.
ass kisser. Oh, my God. You're a star fucker.
But anyway,
All right, I'm listening.
I guess that you can say. So
I don't know how to check the list on that one.
he invited us out, and they actually taped 3 or 4 shows in one night. I mean, and it doesn't take long to tape the whole show, but it was pretty cool. It's exactly what you see.
Yeah.
People guessing, people winning. They really get to keep the money, or they don't if they lose. And Herron got to be good at picking the times.
I think there was some guy from New Jersey on there. I think was it possible the Bittner guy was on there? The guy from Bittner Motors? I almost think I remember that.
I don't remember. The only guy I know was on it because he was on it the night we went. We actually met up there. Is a guy. He used to work for Cook's Headers. He's an outlaw racer. And I can't believe I can't think of his name. I just sent him Valve Springs, but he did really well. There was a guy from John Force's team on it that night. There were some good cars. It was fun. It was kind of fun.
All right, so we got Pink's
Suck.
Pastime,
Okay.
Street Outlaws, entertaining.
Awful.
Well,
Sorry.
awful, but entertaining.
I could have my opinion.
I know, but can you watch some of it?
No. I'll tell you what. This House of Grudge, I'm really hopeful. If it's what we think it should be, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, I would certainly watch it. And I think more people would.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be all in to publicize that. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I'd love to. And I mean, I probably referred to Mike as an idiot or a hillbilly, or I don't know, I might have, but
Which are all
You didn't.
words that
I
you
didn't.
weren't supposed to say.
okay, well, it just comes out of me. But listen, I mean, I would love to have this guy, try to, if he wants us to help promote, we'll do it. I mean, we'd love to talk about it once it gets started. I mean, now when they're supposed to start filming next week,
Right.
now
The first episode.
like Tom said, I'm sure that they're going to have several episodes in the can, maybe a whole season before this goes. Unless, I wonder if a production crew was contracted to do this on behalf of the people that wanted to do it, or they approached a production company with the idea. Because what usually happens with these things, a production company, if you watch all these TV shows, somebody is making it. And then depending on how the deal's brokered, it's given to the cable network. It's either given, it's sold, they get a
Okay.
percentage of advertising dollars. There's a bunch of different ways it works as a production house. I wonder, because I know New Egypt Speedway was trying to do something like that. And there was a production house that picked it up, kind of like there was a circle track version of Street Outlaws, like a circle track show. It was the Bowman Speedway Madhouse, and it was an asphalt circle track. And they followed guys around and, weekly about what they had to do to get their cars done and everything. And
Oh.
yeah, it was a show.
No, that actually sounds pretty interesting.
No.
Okay.
I mean, everybody was just
My bad.
people were wrecking, kind of arguing amongst the competitors. It was, fights. It
Did
really
they have a list? They didn't have a list.
It was probably better than Street Outlaws. Did they have a show where they made up a smash up derby? I mean, who wants to watch that?
that right there, that kind of leads me to think that they're running out of basic show
Of course they are, because they have a
Right.
list,
That's
and,
true.
and most people probably think the list is stupid.
Yeah.
First of all, it's only 405ers, right? That's what they call themselves.
Yeah.
So, are there 1,000 cars in 405 trying to get into a top 10 list? I doubt it. So, if there's 20,
Yeah.
you're going to run out of content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you do a real street racing deal where people could come in for real money,
Right.
and you're dragging people from all over at a racetrack that they know's prepped, and the scoreboards are off,
Cash
except for the
talks.
wind light,
Cash talks.
that could be some good TV.
Yep.
People will come.
I was a racetrack, you know what I'd do? I'd make it like, what's your wager? $5,000. Okay, 10% for the pass.
Yep.
I'd be hammering these guys. I'd find a way to make the racetrack survive for sure.
Now that would get into some legal stipulations then.
I don't know. You think so?
Yeah, I think in some states, like in New Jersey here, I did the research back when I was street racing.
Oh yeah, tax liability.
Well, actually, one-on-one, I can make a bet with you. But if a third person takes a cut of our bet, that's the illegal part.
Really?
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like you can go to Atlantic City and play Atlantic City one-on-one, you against Atlantic City.
That's right.
Or you against a casino.
Because you're not allowed
There's
to make
no third party cut.
Yep.
Right.
That's like all the gambling houses, the illegal juke joints in the state of New Jersey. The problem of the illegality of it all is the third party
The third party, yeah. Yeah, the rake.
Yeah,
They call it the rake.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can I tell you where I had lunch on Thursday?
Sure.
You just made me think of this. So I got this customer in downtown Philly,
Yeah.
and I'm Italian. He belongs to an Italian social club, and we went there again. I've been there a couple times now. You actually walk in, there's a doorman.
Mhm.
You got to sign in.
Mhm.
You walk by a guy with a cash drawer open on a table. Behind him, horse racing is on. You could bet on horse racing right there.
This is a little more Italian American
This
than
is way more
than
Italian.
the typical. There's a
Yeah.
social club that I go to that's in Pennsylvania. Well, long story. I didn't seek this place out. My brother found it through a friend of a friend. It's called, I can't even say it because I guess you're probably not
Yeah,
supposed
don't
to.
say it. Yeah.
You want to bleep that out?
No, I didn't say
He
it.
didn't say it.
I didn't say it. I almost did.
Don't.
But it's kind of funny because it's the same sort of thing. I actually have, this place has gotten high tech enough that there's buzz-in cards. You have to walk up and touch it on a thing to unlock the door. And then you go into a little entryway and then you walk into the main place. I mean, they really
Wow.
do their best to make sure that people don't come in because there are other activities occurring there
Yes, there are.
that probably shouldn't be, like some gambling video machines. And yeah, it's,
Okay.
so yeah, I hear you.
Sounds
But
like
anyway.
my spot.
Yeah.
It was a good spot.
I want to
and
go
really
check it
good
out.
lunch. Holy shit, the food.
Food was good.
Oh,
On top of all of that, food was
crazy.
good.
Yeah, and usually it's very cheap because they want people to come there. A lot of times when I go to this place in Pensy, it's free.
Yeah.
We eat for free.
Yeah, well, the place, yeah, they don't sell the food to make money.
Yeah,
They just give it to you and you tip the girl. And
yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. It's free food, dude.
Wow.
grilled
Yeah.
chicken, spinach, and hot peppers in olive oil. I mean, it was as Italian as you can
Is
get.
this is this radio show we have rated right now?
No, there is no rating.
No.
Oh, okay, because we just going all left, right, the list, the words,
All right.
Now, well, I don't know. Tom interjected. 'cause
Sorry
he was
about
in
that.
Philly.
Sorry. All right. Well,
illegal activity going on.
But yeah, that's an interesting side note that the track could only do, I guess, what their normal track operations are. They couldn't really profit from any of the grudge racing shenanigans.
no, that's a
Like-
great point that he made because
Yeah.
that would
Well, I'm
actually.
pretty sure it differs per state too.
It may not.
I don't know.
It may not because that's like making book.
Yeah.
Like I can't we can bet that the Giants are going to beat the Jets.
Right.
And I mean, the Jets suck. So the Giants always would beat them. But
oh, he can say that, and I can't.
I'm a Jet fan. So you're allowed to say that.
I
I'm
have
a
to
Jet
check
fan,
the list.
too.
I have to check the list.
But we can't give Mike our bets and get paid 2-1 or anything like that because that's making book. That's against the law.
Oh, okay.
So, but you're right. That's
Yeah,
a
I guess I
great
think-
point. That
I think once the rake comes into it, where the house gets something or the house has some involvement in the transaction,
Right.
it's probably a problem.
that's
that's
a
probably the
and
problem.
that's a federal offense.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that would be tough. Like if you were acting as a $2 window at the racetrack, it might even get a little touchy.
Mm.
That might get bad. But
All you could have is probably the gate.
yeah,
Get
boy,
him in.
that's a shame because I think this would be good because it would be really great to have a whole bunch of street racers, street grudge/street racers show up at the racetrack, go through a safety inspection, make sure everything's good with their cars, and let them set their races up even if they don't have anything. There's a whole bunch of racers there.
Yeah, but the track could make money. Yeah, I mean, the days of. I'm going to tell you something that I just got texted about today. The track could charge $150 per car, $200 per car. I told you about the half-mile race in Florida.
Mhm.
They're having one in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
200 cars on Saturday. It sold out in 16 minutes. $275 a car. 16 minutes.
Know what that sounds to me like?
Somebody's making a lot of money.
No, they need to raise their price way up.
Or that.
Yeah, if that was me, look,
to keep it exclusive.
And
No,
it's, and
just-
it's $450 for if you take both days.
simple economics. If you have a product that you're selling and you worked hard on getting this product together and you say, okay, I'm going to turn the key in the door right now and open it, and in 16 minutes, my shelves are empty,
You're right.
something's wrong.
He's right.
I would, if,
Very good point.
yeah, I would. And look, I mean, there could be some lower dollar people that are trying to get there, and you'd hate to shadow anybody out, but look, this is America. We're trying to get paid. I would raise the hell out of that price. Hell yeah.
Well, I got you.
16 minutes?
16 minutes. I got on a text,
And how many
text
cars?
this morning. 225 or 250.
Wow.
Yep.
So this looks like it's gaining probably a little more popularity because I don't think any of the other ones sold out in 16 minutes, did they?
The one I went to sold out in an hour and a half or an hour and 40.
That's quite an acceleration
Right.
of time. Wow.
More people talking about it too.
But it's funny. A
Anthony
couple of my
DeSoma.
buddies, I
Oh,
know.
yeah, he's been talking about it. He does
Yeah.
want to get into this, and he might be in for our next one, depending on what the weather situation's like.
Well, he should be, but he's going to be wrong.
Here we go again.
No, he is. And we're not even going to talk about it. But the first point is,
Well, hang on. Let's just take a step back because honestly, we're about at the point that we're going to wrap this one up anyway. So let's just so we can preface this so everybody understands what the next one will be.
okay,
The half-mile race, it's basically an unprepared surface, and it is asphalt. It's not concrete. Or do you think the other ones could be?
no, I think the last one was concrete. I think it's a concrete runway.
Really?
Yep.
So it's just an old airport,
Well, it's a current airport.
a current airport with.
I mean, they stopped stopped the race twice so planes could take off.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, little planes.
Change your opinion any, knowing that it's concrete?
No.
No, but and I'll tell you another thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's grooved, which would make it worse.
True.
Because most airport runways today are grooved so the planes can't hydroplane when they land in the rain.
I would tend to agree with you there. So that is a possibility.
Yep.
And that's obviously an unknown variable that I would know about. But just to sum it up, half-mile drag race.
Drag race, standing start, burnout,
Right.
lights come down, Christmas tree, and you go.
Now, if anybody has driven a car over the posted speed limit, you know that you can only go so fast over a certain period of time. So acceleration is key. I mean,
Right.
it really matters. You have to
Right.
accelerate very hard in a half mile to get to what, 227 was the number?
233 was the number one
233 in a half mile.
and a half mile.
And if anybody, not that we're condoning this, but cut your mile in half, make it a quarter mile. Take your regular car, even a fast regular car, and try to do a quarter mile pass and see what kind of speed you get to
On a street
on a street.
with sand and
Yeah.
oil. and
It's difficult. I mean,
Very difficult.
that last, quarter mile,
Hmm.
I feel, and so does a particular engine builder that will be back here at some point, that it matters. And the rate of acceleration could actually get better as the
Let's
cars
just
went
put it
faster.
out there. Tom said 233 was the record.
Yep.
Anthony DeSoma said he'd blow past that record.
Yeah, he's pretty sure.
well, you know what? Yeah, he did. And he may, but he's talking about, a 2,900 or 3,000 pound race car.
True.
One of my buddies went 219 at the half mile in Texas last year. I'll give you a better example. One of my good buddies this year drove his car from Orlando to Ocala, 90 miles, and the car went 189 in high change. And the same weekend at Orlando Dragway, it went 818 at 179 miles an hour.
Hmm.
Has air conditioning. He takes his kid to Dunkin' Donuts in it. Anthony can't do that.
Well, no, he can't do that. He can't do that. But he could go out there and go 275 or better.
Well, yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about that, and this piston comes into question now.
With the
How fast?
beautiful
How
coating
fast
on
you
it.
think my dragster guy could go?
Who knows?
He goes 210 and a quarter.
Okay. He should be a killer.
I know. He should go 300.
But I mean, aren't we talking about like door cars here? I mean, look, because keep in mind, some of
Right,
the
no,
cars.
No,
That's
no,
what
we're
we
talking
have to
about we're talking
establish.
about street cars.
Okay, well, keep in mind that like some of Anthony's guys that have real serious motors
Yep.
were made out of street cars. They are now. I mean, again, define a street car. To me, a street car means that I get in when it's cold and I turn the key and it starts. You know what I mean? It's a nice, mild-mannered car. I'm sure the AMS GTR and the whatever works Lamborghini Aventador or whatever it is, they're probably not as nice as that.
No, you're wrong about that.
Really?
The Lamborghinis are pretty normal.
Okay, well, I asked you about the AMS thing, and you're like, it's not really a street car.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh, it could be driven on the street, but it's on the
Temperamental.
It's on the edge. Yeah.
What I'm looking for
So
is I
that
wouldn't
is-
want I want something that's not a kid's car. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get in and drive it and just,
Right.
But honestly, to be fair,
Yeah.
you could tone it down.
What are the qualifications to get into the half-mile shootout?
You gotta have a street car and you gotta pay the money.
registered and insured.
Registered insured.
Like what is
I
what is the
believe-
delineation
you
for
know
a street
what?
car?
We could look it up. I don't know the answer to that.
All right, well,
We'll save that
we'll
for the
save
next
that.
We'll
one.
save that.
because I'm relatively sure I will go on record as stating, and I could be completely wrong. And if I am, feel free to abuse me,
I
much
will.
like we would abuse our missing cohort, Alan.
Right.
The engineer.
The engineer.
We didn't abuse him nearly enough today.
Well, we could.
No, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, he went to Wisconsin. I don't know.
And we pray for a safe trip back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hope he has to say he got out before it snowed, So, and I know he's there and he's good. And I don't know if a brick hit him on the head that he decided to jump in a plane and go to Wisconsin on a moment's notice. I don't know why, but he did. So we'll see you soon there, Fudd. I'm going to go on record and say that I really, really think that a car of Anthony's caliber, not a tube chassis car, but a backed half car, and you use that Camaro, and I'm still asking you, find me information on a Camaro that went 170 with a big tire. I want to know what his deal is.
Okay.
Because if it's a nitrous big block, unless you told me it was a 900 and something inch motor with 14 stages, it really can't compare with what a good turbo motor could be, nor could it back half as well. The bottle temperature is going to drop, lots going to happen.
I agree.
So we really need to get into this,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you've got your thoughts and I have my thoughts.
Mhm.
The only difference is I think I'm right.
Of course. And I know I am.
Oh boy,
All right, we're just about out of time, I think.
yeah. Well, this has been interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, James Crunch, sir?
I enjoyed it. Good to see you guys.
Likewise.
It's snowing. It's a blizzard outside as we speak, but we'll be okay.
Did we hate enough on Street Outlaws?
I don't know.
Well, we'll leave it at that. We gotta work on your word list.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
I
he's just getting.
He's out of control.
I have
He's out of
never
control.
ever heard
He's out of
anybody
control.
told me that hillbilly is not okay. I
You
have
can't
never.
say it.
Why?
You just said it again.
I know, but I just.
Hit the button to wrap up.
All right. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Listen, we'll have the next one up soon, and hopefully, with a little luck, Anthony DeSomo will be here. I know Tom's working on a couple guys. I think Crunch has a few guys that can come in and do this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.